Hello chess friends, how are you? You may be a fan of Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura or Levy, but today I merged them all together in an incredible chess game where I played against 8 grandmasters. This game is completely brilliant as they sacrificed their queen, and the game process rule is that each grandmaster can discuss what they should play and they can vote a move. So let's go. I started with e4 and the 8 grandmasters goes with the Indian game. Here you can go with knight c3, but here some players are like to go with bishop g5. That's idiotic stuff because I can push my hg pawns. After the bishop runs h4 will be a threat, and if you play h4 yourself then prepare for knight e4. I am gonna capture it, which will make double g pawns in your king side. That's not worth it, right? So here we have knight f3. d5 can be played, but they decided to give with more defensively. They played the chromic variation of Queen's Indian defense. And I played rook e1, still they had choice to play d5, which will meet up with the knight, otherwise I will push the d pawn, but they go with an inferior move, queen c8. At the level of grandmaster, this move contains a valuable strategy, but for me, it's a stupid kind of dance. Bishop g5, bishop b4, and didn't block the attack with my bishop or my knight, because after the exchanges knight e4 bishop runs, f5 will come. That is a brick wall of pawn stone which Magnus loves to apply in his games. So here, I captured the knight, captured bishop e7, and here some of you might think of saving the rook, but after bishop a3, where should the bishop run? It has only one square, and after b4, he will be trapped in a jail. And do you know a quote about life? Life can be stormy, hold your umbrella high and be patient, the skies will clear for you soon. So in this case, they moved back their bishop, giving back my material because it would cost high for them. Now queen b4 is a threat, so d5, bishop b4, a3, and after a couple of moves later, we have queen c2. Some of you might think of playing knight a6, looking for that square after the pawn trade on e6. Knight g5 will offer you a checkmate. You may capture it, but I can capture on b7 too. Rook a7, bishop to e4 to attack this. You may block with g6, and now, knight b5 arrives on the board. Your rook is gonna die and white will get a favorable position. Winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit. So back to the position, 8 grandmasters played g6 because they guessed that there would be a potential harm, which is why they need to secure their position. e6 was played for that purpose, but I am not an ordinary human like them. I am Stockfish, better than 800 grandmasters, which is why I sacrificed my knight on f7. Look how crazy this move is. If queen captures knight, then d takes e6 will attack both of the pieces at the same time. Capture rook a7 to protect it, then bishop d6 can pin your queen in front of the king, and here, you still can't save the rook by moving it to anywhere, because the bishop d5 still can pin your queen. So in our actual game, the grandmasters thinks a lot in this position and captured the pawn on d5, knight takes d5, and you still can't capture the knight, because after takes, rook a7 in order to themselves, bishop e5, and you may become glad to see that your queen is no longer on these squares. But what about rook d3? How can you deal with this threat? Knight c5 followed by rook e3, rook to f3. Rook to f7 check will arrive in sudden, king h6 h4, guarding the g5 square, and queen d2 is on the way. c6, queen c1, g5 take, queen c2 check, queen f5, queen takes h7 check, and after rook f5 it will be a wild checkmate. It's air clear whether you are gonna lose your queen or your king, and you know. Water flows freely, and it does not resist objects in its path, instead it goes around them, to live peacefully, be like water. So in this position, some of you may think of playing king takes f7, which was actually played in the game because he had no other option. But that would meet up with the rook f3 strategy. How would you prevent it? Bishop captured d5 is the best move. Captured king slides rook f3, bishop blocks, and we can sacrifice the rook to capture back your rook on a8. While white enjoys a pawn advantage, black can mitigate the situation by focusing on king safety. The position still poses challenges for black, but in our actual game, they didn't find the best move. Instead they saw that their queen is under attack, which is why first they saved their queen. Now rook f3, bishop can't block the check because I can simply take the bishop by the supporting of my knight. Easy peasy tactic. So if you play king e8, then after captures takes. Rook d8 is the best move for black, which will face knight c6. rook d7 bishop d5, now it's time to demonstrate your position by my sword and air commands, queen f6 and we have pawn fight on b4 square, queen e4 check is a threat, the king is hospitalized and black's position is completely over, I mean white have placed his knight and bishop in a strong outpost which is just overwhelming black, and friends, if you are enjoying my content then please like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your support. In the game we have king g8, knight takes check, queen captured, rook comes, now your queen is under attack. If you play queen g7 then after takes, rook a7 to protect the knight, bishop check, king here check, king e8 bishop c6 king d8 queen e4, now this checkmate is coming, if the queen blocks on f7 which is only move, I will play a super bright move, you can pause the video and figure out that move, the move is, rook e3, that's the move. Because if you do queen exchanges then how can you protect yourself from rook e8 check, even if you play queen e5, then it will be a checkmate in 2 moves. That's the strategy, and do you know a quote about life? Do what they think you can't do and prove them wrong, so back to the position. Some may think of playing queen g5, then after capturing the bishop, giving him a check, queen c3 will seize most of square of the king side, then I will push my g8 pawns which I said at the beginning of the game, g5 is a threat right, and you can't capture the h-pawn as rook h3 can pin your queen again in the game, so after knight c5 g5 king h5 rook g3, this is coming, ouch, how can you protect yourself by getting checkmate? So back to the position, 8 grandmasters thinks a lot. They decided to sacrifice their queen by capturing the rook, oh, very beautiful pieces sacrifice, now it's queen versus rook and knight, which is no doubtly, winning for me, because the king is completely exposed, knight c5 before take and after a couple of moves later, I push my double e pawns, and it's very easy endgame to understand. I appreciate the efforts of 8 grandmasters to accept my game challenge. So wish you all the best, thanks for watching, subscribe for more, bye bye, take care, see you soon.